Hello to all, welcome to a new video. As you can see, we are today outdoor and we are in another corner in our city that, as you can see, I have a new friend with me. Maybe you know him, not personally, not either me, but his name is Pablo Picasso. And as you surely know, Pablo Picasso was born in Malaga. And today, telling you a little bit of these corners in the city, I wanted to sit close to him. He doesn't speak too much, but he seems to be nice, yeah? As I said, welcome again to this new video. I hope you are fine and healthy. And today I wanted to show you a little bit of Malaga, and especially this special corner, because we have good news. Called in Spain a state of alarm that has limited the movements among the provinces and regions in Spain and has limited and restricted some activities, and especially regarding restaurants and hotels, and has not permitted to you to travel, which have been similar restrictions in your country. But as you say, from now the situation will be different, and I think this is good news for everyone, because we can see that we are getting sunlight in these crazy times, yeah? And I hope that we can recover our normal life, that you can come to our country, you can enjoy this fantastic country, and we can also travel to your country, what we also miss a lot. So I have come today to this corner, and this is the square called Plaza De La Merce. And it's very special because this gentleman was born in that building. And as you know, this city is very related to him, and he is very related to our city. He didn't live in Malaga for a long time because, for different reasons, his family moved from Malaga when he was very young. But all this artist world that he created has a lot of influence from the light of our city, from the Spanish culture, from his life when he was young. And of course, this city has got a lot of good influence from him. And I think the change that Malaga has made and all the development in the last years, this person is a bit guilty, because he has made this city famous in the whole world, and this city has been clever to use him as a sign, which I think it was very good. So we are in Plaza De La Merce. It's a fantastic square where I'm sitting now. I can see the trees blooming and flowering, and it's a fantastic, colorful with green and violet colors. The buildings behind me and on the other side of the square are very typical of the 19th century Malaga, which was when Malaga was a very important city in Spain. And it's a very nice corner to start a walk through my city. So we are still here in Plaza de la Merced, which is one of my, well, favorite corners. I always say many favorite corners in my city, but just let me make you understand why it's so nice. Yeah? As you can see behind me, we have the castle in Malaga, and it's divided in two different areas, yeah? But I call it, or we call it, Alcazaba and Gibralfaro. And Alcazaba and Gibralfaro is a construction from the Arab times, when the Arabs were in Malaga. You know that the Arabs stayed in Spain for well, a lot of centuries, yeah, from the 8th century till the 15th century, and Malaga was one of the cities, or one of the areas that was taken by the Catholic kings at the end of that period. But it was some years before Granada. And Malaga was not that important. But we also had our castle, which is not like the Alhambra in Granada, but it is something to see and a place to visit, because it's a little bit like a small Alhambra. It has a wonderful views over the harbor and over the city, and it's a fantastic construction that shows how the Arabs were established in our country, because we cannot forget that we were Arabs for 7th century. So we have been longer time Arabs than Christians. So the influence of them in our culture, in our food, in many things is very big. Yeah? And well, this is Plaza de la Merced. You have seen some of these wonderful jacarandas that I love. Now, today in May is a great time to visit the city. It is a wonderful temperature. It can be around 21, 22 degrees. You can see blue sky. There is no a single cloud in the sky. And if you are considering to come, May is a fantastic month to visit us. So let's show you a little bit of the narrow streets around this area and join me in the walk. We are starting now Caja Granada, and Caja Granada is one of the most popular streets in town. It's only for pedestrians, and behind me you can see one of the churches in town, but it's the only one that it keeps the tower from the Arab time. And this is a curious part of our history, because many of the Catholic churches that we have in Spain, in Malaga, they were before an Arab church or a mezquita, and they were converted by the Catholics into churches of our religion. Yeah? So this is the only one that it keeps the real tower from that town. It's called Iglesia de Santiago. And this street, I'd recommend you to have a walk. It's a very narrow street, and there are some popular restaurants and some popular coffee bars that if you come, you can enjoy our food. Well, this street is quite touristic, and when we get tourists, yeah, it's normally very, very busy, but it keeps being a very local street for us. And you can find very traditional shops and groceries, like this one that we have on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, that is called Zoilo. This is one of the traditional shops where you can find jamón ibérico and cakes and wine and olives. It's an old shop, but it's nice to enter and have a look. And as I was saying, the street is quite popular for foreigners and tourists, yeah. But it keeps the sense of the town, yeah. So we live in this street, we enjoy this street, yeah. We come to go to a restaurant or go to have a walk here, and if we continue the walk, we will end up in still the historical part of the town, and it's an area I like. There are narrow streets, there are coffee bars that have even the feeling of living here in the south, of living in a warm climate country. And of course it's loud, as we the Spaniards are, but it's a very nice place. Walking in Caja Granada, you will find small shops where find clothes or memories if you come, and souvenirs. But then you will find, where I'm standing now, one of the oldest bodegas in town. It's a very popular restaurant, and I really recommend it. It's very nice, and I think if you come to Malaga, you must visit El Pimpe. You cannot miss it. So I recommend it. Well, now we are entering another street, which is called Calle San Agustin. Calle San Agustin is also one of my favorite streets, but you will see why. Because it's a pedestrian streets with a stone on the ground and with fantastic buildings. Here to the left, we have a very nice palace from the Renaissance time, and this is where the Picasso Museum is established. And we started before with sitting close to him, and now we can see here in this fantastic museum some of the paintings that the collection in Malaga has gathered. It is worth for a visit, the collection, but it is worth for a visit the building itself. It's a fantastic palace, which I love it. So they have a temporary exhibition, they have permanent collection, and they have a fantastic patio where you can enjoy a drink. So if you come, don't miss it, the Picasso Museum here in Malaga. Well, I keep being here in Calle San Agustin, which is, again to say, my favorite street in town. It is. This is my favorite street. And the reason is because I was saying the buildings are nice, the atmosphere of this street is for me, my city. And then because in these narrow streets you find suddenly the view to our cathedral, which you will see now. And when you walk here in these streets and you see it, I tell you, you will love my city as well. This street is also full of teterias, which became popular some years back in Malaga, where you can take a tea, different kind of flavors, and a cake, and it's when you come here during the afternoon, what we call merienda, which is after lunch coffee or tea, and it's a very nice time to pass here by right around 5:30 or 6 o'clock. For us afternoon, for many of you evening, is very nice. And then we are walking this street that I recommend you to go through the streets on the left, on the right, and to see what we find. You find places to eat, you find shops, but as I was telling you before, we are just getting very near the cathedral, what I want to show you. And well, here we are. Now we are in Calle Cister, and we have our cathedral here. The cathedral in Malaga is very curious, and it's very sympathetic, because it should have 2 towers, but it has only 1. And the reason why we only have 1 tower in our cathedral is because the money to build a 2nd tower to be used in the independence war with the United States when Spain lost the colonies of the empire. And the cathedral is a classical building with different styles, starting with Gothic and then Renaissance and then Baroque, but it's very nice. It's not that monumental as other cathedrals in Andalusia like Sevilla or Granada, but I like it a lot. It's a huge building full of energy, and it's surrounded with these little gardens. Especially here we have Plaza de los Naranjos with these orange trees, and it is very popular also during the Holy Week, during the Easter processions, that you know that in Malaga and in all the Andalusian cities, as I have told you in previous videos, are very, very popular. And it is a great place. And as I say, I think it's a symbol of our way of life. And it's special. Of course, all the monuments have something special, but when you come to a city like Malaga, in a day like this, what we are lucky, and we have some of them during the year, it's something really, really nice. Yeah? So come and visit it. I think you will like it, and if you have come again. And of course, we are really looking forward to seeing you again, because we love tourists, we love tourism, and I think that it's important for you, but it's important for us as well. we have come to the end of the video, and I'm standing close to the cathedral, as you can see. And I thank you for following and for joining me to this video and this walk today. As you know, I'm filming this together with the tips that I do for my clients and my work, but I don't want to forget showing you my city. And as I always say, come, don't miss it. We are waiting for you. We look forward to receiving you, and you are more than welcome. I hope you come some. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.